No cookout is complete without sides. And on today's episode, we're gonna talk about what I think is the staple for a cookout or a barbecue. There's a lot of different variations of what I'm about to show you, but this is my favorite. And I think you'll like it too. My name's Ben, all my friends call me bruh, and welcome to You've already seen the thumbnail, the description, and the title slide. Let's get to it. And the main ingredient of coleslaw is, of course, cabbage. Now, I've already washed this off film, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna remove the outer layers. This one as well. Take this now and set it to the side. Next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna remove this base. Thing we're going to do is we're going to go about quartering this because what we're going to use today is a mandolin. And I'll have a link for this down in the description below. 2 halves. Only a little bit of waste. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold the mandolin with my left hand and I'm going to take the cabbage and I'm going to use my right hand to push. See how good of a cut we can get. That's really nice. I like that. If you come across a couple of the bigger pieces, if you don't want those, you can easily toss those out. We're only really looking for about 20 ounces of cabbage. And if it breaks apart on you, it's okay. Still a nice fine cut. If you get to where it's kind of a small chunk and you don't feel safe using it, just toss it to the side. Grab you another piece. Beautiful shredded cabbage. And if you don't want to have a mess of things, you don't want to have to pick this stuff up. One thing I like to do instead of just using it on a cutting board or a flat surface, I like to take one of the good pans that I mentioned in the top 10 accessory episode, but you can find the link for that right here. It has a cutout here and a cutout here where you can easily place it over your pan. And contain everything that you were cutting. This recipe, we're only going to call for 20 ounces of cabbage. So we're going to turn our scale on. We're going to make sure that it is the proper setting, and I'm looking for pounds and ounces. There's 16 ounces in a pound, so what I'm looking for as a readout on the scale is going to be 1 pound and 4 ounces. Set our bowl on. Let's tear it out so it resets to 0. Let's get that 20 ounces. Right now this shows 1 pound, 4 ounces. The rest of the cabbage, you can either keep this, throw it away. What I like to do is take it, put it in a freezer bag, and use it for stock later on. Set this to the side. And once we have our cabbage weighed out and set to the side, the next thing that we're gonna do is focus on our wet and dry seasonings. First thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna start out with 120 grams of mayonnaise. Use whatever type of mayonnaise you like. I'm going with Kewpie. Next, I'm gonna add 3 tablespoons of pickle juice. Next ingredient, 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire. For the last of the wet ingredients, we're going with 1 tablespoon of stone ground mustard. For the dry ingredients, there's only 3, and they're all a teaspoon apiece. Those ingredients are Lawry's seasoning salt, black pepper, white pepper. Once you have all your ingredients, grab your whisk, get to mixing. Once everything is well combined, we can start adding our cabbage. And one note, if you don't have a pan as big as this one, I would only add half the cabbage, mix it, then add the other half and mix on top of that, because with all this cabbage, these can start falling out once you start stirring. And once you've got everything nice and coated, we're gonna spread it out, cover with plastic wrap, and we're gonna sit in the fridge for a minimum of 2 hours. And after a couple hour rest, cabbage softens up, and you're left with some beautiful mayonnaise-based coleslaw. This goes good as a side for any type of barbecue, bologna sandwiches included, but my personal favorite, on a brat. That's so good. I appreciate you stopping by today, and if you like what I'm doing here on the channel, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and the bell notification to where you don't miss any new content that I'm gonna be putting out. Tell a friend or 2, or 40. And until next time, this is your barbecue brother, signing out. Later.